How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another little video here. We're going to be working on the knife for chase. We're going to be doing this piece here. If you guys have been following along, this is the front of the sheath. This piece right here, we're going to be working on it. And we're going to be using the more new camera stand. It's actually, the camera is on the stand right now. We can swivel around. It seems like it's going to work out pretty good. So we're going to get you guys adjusted over the table. Going to see how this camera works out this time. And get on this sheath and get it finished. Alright, we're going to be using this tool here. Now on the last sheath, I just measured half. You can see I marked this here. And about half of that strip. And we was going to do it to this strip. But they had gave me this piece here to cut the thread. So I figured I'd give it a try this time. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we could always trace another one out and cut it if we had to. And this guy here is supposed to cut our thread, so the thread is down in, or it's supposed to cut our leather, so the string, the stitch is down inside there. I think that's what it's for. I don't even know which side we're supposed to be cutting with. Might have that out too far. Yeah, we'll give it a try and we'll see what happens. We'll try it on this one here just to see. Matter of fact, we're going to get an old piece of leather because I'm not trusting that. We'll try it on this old piece here. This was the last sheath. We'll try it on it because I'm not sure how this thing works. I don't know which side cuts. That's the side it cuts. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, let me flip this guy over. That's going to look pretty slick, maybe. So we want to go down this side. That's just going to give us a stitching groove for our stitches to lay in. Yeah, we'll give it a try. What the heck. So let's get our new piece out here. I'm going to go about just a little bit from the end here. I'm going to come down this side. I'll stop about right there. I want to try to get them to hook up there. I'll move this in a little bit. And then we'll take this one down and connect to that one. Hopefully. I think I might have went a little too far. I think I may have. Now that figures. Okay, hopefully that'll be okay. It should be. Probably don't want to stop this thing when you start. I don't know. See if we can get it going again here. Okay. So that gives us a little stitching groove in there. Kind of screwed that up right there, but I think it'll be okay. We got to restain this anyhow, so that's what I meant about staining it. See, now after I cut that groove, the stain is gone. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up here, and we'll get some water on this guy, and we'll do our stitching groove. So I'm going to moisten it up a little bit. leather. It seems like it always works better after it's wet a little bit. We're going to be using this little guy here to put our stitches in with. So we'll let that soak in there a little bit. See, I don't know if I'm supposed to start from this first stitch and work our way down, or start from this corner and work our way down. So I did the other one this way. We're going to try this one and see if it works out the same. I put the stitch right where I wanted it to start, right there, and then I just worked my way down this guy right here. Okay, now you can see them. You can see each one of your stitches where they're going to go in there. We'll work our way down this side now. See if we can get it to look as good. Just work our way right down through there. I kind of push it a little hard because I want a real good mark on the leather. So I know exactly where I'm going to put my stitching. Okay, you can see them in there. Each one of them little stitches. So what we're probably going to do now is we're going to put a little stencil on here. We're going to do something for him just to decorate it up. So that'll be our next step. We'll get it prettied up a little bit on the outside. Okay, now this is the same camera stand, and I can put it pretty much anywhere I want. So we got a little bit better view at what you're looking at and what I have. We're gonna do the same thing we did with Libby's, but we're gonna put a deer up here, and then we're gonna do something a little different. I'll show you when we get done. So just gonna dampen that a little bit more. I'll put the deer up here on the top. Matter of fact, I think I'll put the deer down a little lower this time. I just want to make sure that I get that deer centered up in there pretty good. Okay, that's about where we're going to put the deer. So we're going to get this thing stamped in here. We screwed that up pretty good, didn't I? I'll try it again. I'll wet a little bit more. We're going to give us a heavier hammer. Try to get it in the same spot if I can. Alright, let's give it another try. I'm not crazy about it. I don't understand why it's not stamping well. Okay, as you can see, this one here I kind of messed up on the deer, and then down here I went a little too far. That's just, I'm gonna, you know, it's mistakes. Then I cut out another one, and I got this groove all crooked. So there's number 2. Now I got this one, and what I did this time is I tried to clean this edge up and clean this edge up before I get ready to make the groove, but I'm not so sure I like that groove in there. I mean, I wanted something different, but I kind of like it without that groove in there. I don't know why, I just do. But this one here, I'm probably just going to go ahead and wet it, and we're going to do the stitch marks on the outside. I liked it better. I don't know why. Like I said, it just, I thought it looked better. So we'll see if we can get our stitch marks on there. Alright, let's see if we can do these marks on here this time a little better. Just going to take my time. I don't want to screw any more of these up. Okay, that don't look too bad. Now we'll go down from this side. See, I got a lot straighter line when I cleaned that edge because I had bumps on it before, and it would make my stitch go back and forth. So now with a clean edge, it seems like it's going to work better. I don't know if it hurts to go over these a couple times, but I'm going to. Take the time. So I got a good heavy dark line there. Okay, that looks so much better. That looks a lot better than even my last one, I think. Now, we'll wet that a little bit more, and we'll put our stitching wheel on there. We'll do this side first. Like I said, I press pretty hard on this, and I even might do it 2 times just so I get a good mark on there so I know exactly where my stitches are going to go. If you put that thing right back in that stitch or in that thing there, mark, can keep going with this guy. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we can see them stitches pretty good in there. So now we'll start from this side, work it down. Okay, that's not too bad. That actually looks pretty good. So Now we're gonna get ready to put the stamp on there. I did this one, I kind of screwed it up. Now this should lighten up once it dries. I screwed up that stamp for sure. I might even switch the stencils around a little bit. But anyhow, that don't look too bad. I might go over it one more time with this, just real easy, and then we'll get our stamp on there. Okay, so now we got this one basically at the same place we left off. The deer, we got a lot better stamp on the deer this time. I wanted to put some barbed wire on this guy, but I just want to kind of do something different. I'm not really good at this stuff. But we wanted to do something different for him. And these are hard to get lined up. I think they're very hard to get lined up, these guys. You need as much light as you could possibly get down here. You can see what you're doing. Get rid of this stuff here. And you're trying to line these little grooves up on this one with the grooves on that one. Now I'm going to hit my light. I don't know if it's good to actually hit that thing twice. I don't think so. Now I'm going to try to feather this one out on that edge over by that stitch. And I was just going to put a little bit of pressure. I was going to hold it at an angle like that. There you go. Now I made that link over into the threads. Now they say you can turn these just a little bit. I'm going to try to turn this one just a little bit. This is tough. Look at this, just perfect. Okay, hopefully we got it here. Turn it again. I'd like to go a little bit tighter on that. Now let's try to turn this one the other way just a little bit if we get them grooves lined up. Right in there. Now we'll finish this one off. Like I said, this is all new to me. I'm just trying to do something different here. And I definitely need more light. That's no doubt I need more light. I'm going to turn this thing clear around here. So maybe this light is definitely better over here than the other light. Okay, now this one, I'm just going to want to kind of feather that right down to the edge there. Yeah, it's not too bad. We went across a little bit right there, but I think it'll be okay. Now, we'll put a little bit of, maybe this piece of barbed wire here came from up here in this corner. We'll take it from here. we'll bring it like it comes out this side. We'll bring it down so it comes out this side and it looks like it goes around the deer and back down. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. A little bit, but I think it'll be alright. Now we're going to try this one. It's hard getting that lined up just exactly where you want it. It's close. It's close enough for me. Now I'm going to tilt it a little bit. Yeah, we went across a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. So there's his little stenciling job. Ain't too bad. I think it looks okay. Well, this is only the second sheath I've done, so hey, yeah, just think, I went through all this. Check this out. I practiced on stenciling. I did this one first. I got the deer screwed up. So I got this old one I screwed up on. I started doing the stencils, and it seemed like every time I hit down on it, it'd double it if I had to hit it twice. So you really want to, I think you want a pretty decent sized hammer to whack this thing with. So if you get one, see, I hit this one twice, but I tried to keep it, wiggle it back in there before I hit it again. So then we ended up with this one here. It's not dry yet, but it'll lighten up after it dries. So now basically all we got to do is get this guy glued on there, glued on this sheath here. We'll get it glued on the top, and then once it dries, we'll be ready to drill all of our holes and put our thread in there, sew it together. Alright, we're going to use some of this protector here. It's just a protector for the leather. I'm going to put some of this on the inside of this sheath down through the middle here. I'm just going to use a Q-tip. I don't want to put it where my I don't know if it'll hurt to put it where my glue is going to go or not, but I figure if I get some of it in there, I'll be alright. Just going to roll it on there and just do the best we can. The last one I didn't get any of this on it inside, but this one we're going to do a little bit, the best we can here. And then we'll glue around the outside edge. Get us some glue. We'll put some on this guy. Right around this outside edge. Then we'll go around the edge of this one, same way. Just a nice light layer. Alright, now we'll just get this guy placed right back down on top of here. Hold a little pressure on it. Let it set up. Make sure we get it lined on there nice and straight. going to be a pretty neat looking little sheath, I think. Like I said, this is for my grandson. I'm making each one of my grandkids a knife, a homemade knife, and a sheath to go along with it. That was the goal, making these knives so they can have something with their paps. Alright, we'll let this set up and then we'll get you back in here and we'll start drilling our holes and getting this guy sewed together. Okay, I've been just sitting here. This thing's good and dry now. It's just sanding the edge of this, and I'm just using a, looks to be a 100 sandpaper, and I just went over the edges of this. Now we got everything glued up, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this edging tool and we're going to go right around this edge on this thing. Hopefully we can do this okay. We're going to go right around the edge. Take this little edge off of here, and then we're going to go ahead and get to stitching this guy up. That's pretty nice around that edge. When we get ready to burnish it, it's going to be a lot nicer. So we'll do this side too, same way. Just going to go right along our edge here. Okay, so now we got our edge pretty much ready for burnishing. I just sanded everything down just to try to get all the leather the same level, you know, because it seemed like you can't get them perfect, or I can't anyhow. So now we're going to go ahead and poke all of our holes and get this guy sewed up. Alright, we're going to go ahead. I've been drilling these instead of using the awl or the stitching chisel because I don't have one yet, but we're going to go ahead and drill this one. It seemed to work out pretty good on the last one, so we're going to do it again. So we're going to get to drilling them out. Alright, we got all of our holes drilled. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sponge and we're going to wipe this down, and we're going to use this little stitching tool. We're going to rub this in and get these grooves back in, because it looks awful with those where the drill pulled the leather back out. So what we're going to do is we're going to wet this. I don't know why, I kind of like it pretty damp. And then we're going to take our little stitching tool and we're going to go right back down these. We're going to work it back and forth and see if we can work that leather back down into them holes, all the way up to the top. I just kind of work it in there. You can see the difference in that, where it's the stitches are there. It looks much better than this here, you can see. And then you come over here, looks much better. So we're just going to roll this thing in here, get this little thing fixed up. See how it looks so much better than this side. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to do both sides this time, and then we'll get to putting a thread in this guy. Alright, we got all of our holes done up real nice, and that looks a lot nicer when you run that wheel back over them. They look a lot neater. So we're going to go ahead and start stitching here. I need to get me a clamp for this thing, but I just haven't. I've been so busy doing other things. Now I'm using about 4 foot of thread here, and this is a dark brown. We're going to use a dark brown on this because we're going to be dyeing this again, and we're we're going to go ahead and pull our thread through here. Some pretty thick thread. So I'm going to pull about 3 inches or so through. And we'll do the same thing with the other side, about 3 inches. Three or so, whatever you want, don't matter. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to start about 3 holes down, and we're going to stitch up on this. Sure would be nice to have that, so I think they call it a stitching pony. Try to even out your thread, get it about the same length on both of them. That way when you get to the end you got about the same amount. So we're going to go ahead and stitch this back through. We're going to go 3 down. We're going to go work our way to the top. And then work our way back down. Yeah, stitching pony would be nice. Real nice. Gotta get these guys tightened up good and tight. So we'll give them a good pull. Now that we got them 3 up, we got 2, actually 3 holes down we started. Now we're going to work our way back down this sheath until we get to the other side. Once we get to the other side, we'll go 3 down on it and then we'll tie it off. So we're going to work our way right back down around the other side. And then once I get to the other end, I'll get you guys back in here and I'll show you what it looks like after it's all sewed up. Okay, we got all the way down through here. We've backstitched this 3 times, and then we got this one down 3 or maybe 4 here. And all we're going to do now is we pulled this nice and tight, and we're going to tie this guy off. Tie it nice and tight. Now there may be a special knot for this, I don't know, but this is just the way I'm tying it. I'll do one more. You don't want too big a knot on there. Get her nice and tight, and then we'll cut that off. Take our little trusty scissors here. Now what I do, that's all I got left out of that 4 foot, probably maybe a foot there, whatever, but it gives you a little bit more to pull with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a match and heat this guy up. That just melts them together in there, nice and tight. Then we got the thread in. So I'm gonna take, I'm not no way near a professional or anything, but I'm gonna take a little bit of moisture and put on this guy. I don't know if I could run this guy over this thing again, just to kind of push the threads down in there nice. Run this one down this side. Just not real hard this time. We're just very lightly just kind of pushing the threads down. And I think that looks pretty good. That don't look too bad. For a little knife sheath, it's pretty good. So this is the end of this clip here, this part. I'd like to tell everybody thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you like. Now on the next one, I'm going to be making a burnishing tool, and we're going to be cleaning up these edges, and we're pretty much done with this. We're going to do a little bit, we're going to put some, maybe some saddle soap or some sealer on it and try to get it loosened up a little bit.